All right.
Switching things up like Mike when he walks into
That's
the
right.
classroom.
That's right. We're climbing over stuff.
All right, everybody hurry up before these guys get here. Just kidding. How are we doing?
What did you think about what you saw from the team this week? Obviously, a little bit different week from the other.
Yeah, we've talked about the circumstances, but our guys have been great. They're putting in the work, just like we've done every week, and our goals have changed, but we've had great days of practice, great days of prep. So guys are really adamant on finishing the right way.
What happened with Abe Lucas?
He has a core injury, ab. Just not going to make it to the game.
Somebody's going to get somebody else in there. If it's Mike Jarrell who gets a chance to start, you've already seen him, but then what would you expect to see?
Yeah, him and Stone would be the next guys up, and then just like you said, we expect when guys come and fill in, come play at a high level, come play winning football for us, and that's why you prepare every day. So when your opportunity comes, you can go take it to the field and help us out on Sunday. So good opportunity for both those guys.
With Abe, what did you show you this season? Obviously, coming back from a tough injury situation, and kind of the depth of that.
Yeah, he's just been incredibly resilient to come back and push. The guy, I know he hasn't been feeling 100% the whole way, but to put himself kind of back out there and take a leap of faith physically after you've been battling this thing for a couple of years to come out and play productive football for us, and really for him and his career is good. So we'll talk about the offseason next week, but right now, happy that he's healthy and going into the offseason healthy.
Signed Plumlee to the active roster, but as a receiver, what do you kind of see him as?
Well, yeah, we're excited about his future. He's done some good things since he showed up, so felt like we wanted to keep him around.
Yesterday, Grubb was talking to us about he's grown in the aspect of, he said, attacking structures and schemes, not just people. He said something you helped him talk through this season. How have you seen him grow in that aspect of his job?
Well, yeah, you got to put yourself in his shoes. This is a guy coming in and trying to learn all the personnels and like all the coordinators and the systems, and that's why we structured our staff the way we did, and that's part of my responsibility to make sure that he's confident in understanding what we're trying to attack, and so it's a team effort, and so he's been great. Understanding that, hey, I haven't gone against this kind of tree or how it's built, and understanding how we want to attack. So, yeah, he's grown a lot in that. I mean, but you have to. You come in and you don't. It's like when I went back to Michigan, guys on staff had to help me out on who we were playing against and kind of the history behind the schemes and their philosophies, and that's it's really important. So, do our best to help them out.
Is that the case when you went back to Baltimore too?
I'd say to a lesser degree, just because I had, you're just 1 year away, 1 year out, and I had 8 or 9 years up to that point where I was living. So.
Why does that matter in the grand scheme of things? Because you're not playing against the team from 5 years ago, right?
Yeah. There's path dependence involved, and there's families of offense that that people share similar characteristics with those guys, that people that they've worked with, and it's all kind of connected. It's funny, you start talking, football lingo, and you're like, hey, how'd you get that word? Well, shoot, that came from Bill Parcells, 25 years, whatever. So it's a connected net of philosophies and sharing ideas, and people are stealing from people all the time, and but it's cool to kind of track and see where things came from and who really pioneered certain ideas. So.
Have you had the new kickoff rule this year, kind of seeing it as long as you have now, kind of the impact that it's had?
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny you asked. I was talking to Jay Mai about that today. I think there's a lot to do about nothing to a certain extent. I mean, it's like I felt like it was a good football play. The intent of what we were trying to get done, I felt to a large part was achieved. So it's pretty cool. A lot of great schemes. Felt like people didn't experiment much with like the type of kick as much as I was anticipating. Kind of some of those like dirty low hang time type balls where it might be harder to feel. We've seen a couple of them, but it just wasn't as prevalent as we thought. Team's philosophy on whether they want to kick touchbacks for the most part kind of carried over. even though it started at the 30. So it'll be interesting to study to see in the offseason impact on like points and what we thought was expected versus what happened. And then I think another thing that's an impact is kind of the next possession offensively or defensively based off of how many yards you can achieve in that drive. That's going to force, it's going to affect the punt, and it would just be a fun study. But I thought it was overall it was a great play.
All season long, we've talked to you about Spoon, we've talked about how well he's played even when the numbers aren't always there. It's good to see that reward with the Pro Bowl where people are recognizing even if you don't have a bunch of interceptions at that level.
Yeah, it's a great point. Very happy for him and he deserves it. He deserves a recognition. I think you guys have followed the team and been with us since day one and seen his impact on our football team, and you watch every play. I mean, you can't help but notice what he does for us on the team. On the field, it's great to see that other people recognize it as well. The Pro Bowl, like that mechanism, is cool, so guys get that recognition. On the other hand, you wish the guys on your team you do feel like deserve that type of recognition. I'm thinking of Leonard Williams. Would be great. So hopefully he gets recognized in the All-Pro vote and some of the other honors because he definitely deserves it.
Just to clarify, you said Stone and Michael Williams.
Yeah, right tackle. Yep. Yeah. We were excited about that and his growth, but he'll be fun to work with this offseason.
Why were Tyler and Ernest captains this week?
I think you're looking at a lot of things. I mean, obviously Ernest being his history in LA. Lockett just felt like, to close the season out with the veteran voice of the unit. Tyler does a great job of kind of putting everything in perspective, having been through kind of all the things throughout the league in his career. So he's a guy we're always leaning on. Ernest is the same way. So, I mean, the former team thing definitely, plays a part in it, but he's just a great force for our football team. So want to recognize him in that front.
With Lockett, what have you asked him to do, Mike, from the team? What have you asked him? What have you asked of him? What have you needed from him this season?
I don't think it's anything out of the ordinary from any other player we have. Just be you, be the best version of yourself. Lead in your own way. He's such a unique personality and a unique character. And just go be Tyler Lockett, man. Be the guy that we love every day, and he's been that. He's been awesome.
Tyler talked yesterday a lot about sacrifice. How important is having that attitude in setting your culture here year one?
Yeah, it's incredibly important. And you think about Tyler and his career and the arc of his career, and to have that mentality, man, just the humility, putting the team first. It's just, what else can you ask for? And he loves ball. Guy comes out here. He's been doing it for such a long time, but the enthusiasm, the attitude, the productivity, man, we just can't say. The city knows Tyler shoot better than I do, but coming to know him this year has been a blessing for me personally too. This guy, he's just one-on-one. We absolutely love him.
Anything else? Thank you.
Okay, thank you guys.